I can hear you. Also,
Great.
last time the live streaming worked perfectly for 1 hour exactly, and the way that Jitsi works is it automatically turns off after 1 hour. So I set my timer for an hour. So you just have to remember that at an hour we need to stop the recording and then restart it, and then it'll be good for another hour.
Yeah. I have the recording of last time, backup recording.
Oh yeah, for the backup for sure.
Yeah, I uploaded it
Yes.
linked it on the notes as well. Start recording. No, I cannot start recording now though.
Well, because I have the live stream.
Yeah, because you started the live stream before the recording. Yeah.
You want me to stop the live stream and then do the recording, and then do the live?
Better, no? If it's not too much trouble, so that I can have the back recording.
Okay, I'm gonna stop the live stream now.
Yeah.
Recording is on.
Okay, cool. So hopefully it is working.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So I'm gonna.
Recording has stopped.
Uh-oh, what happened to the recording? And you still need access. Like
my recording?
No. It looks like it said the recording has stopped.
Yeah, I made a mistake. I wanted to share the rhythm, but I think I stopped recording.
Oh yeah,
the audio, the rhythm, yes.
I don't think you can do the rhythm, and I can do the rhythm on mine though.
Yeah, okay.
Should I do rhythm or you can do it?
No, I think I either record or do the rhythm. I don't know why, or maybe I just made a mistake. I mean,
well, I can do the rhythm if you want. Well, remember I need to loop the rhythm though. Why isn't the rhythm working?
Okay. No, I'm doing the rhythm. Okay, I'm sharing the audio. Yeah,
okay,
should be fine.
Should I stop the live streaming again?
Yes.
So you can do
yes. Sorry.
Again?
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm stopping the live stream again.
Recording is on.
You've got the
rhythm, yes.
The rhythm going? You got the rhythm going? It's good?
Yeah, let me know if you hear it in 1 minute.
So the only other problem is that I do not have access to the notes.
To the notes? Oh, copy from the template. Let me share it. How do I share it for everyone? Anyone with the link? Edit. Editor. Okay. You should be okay now.
Great.
I did my hyper check-in. I'm at 3.7.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Do you hear it?
Yeah, perfectly.
Yeah, perfectly. Okay, we're all set.
I'm doing my hyper check-in now because I can get onto the document.
Okay.
I'll do 3.6. Still doing pretty good. All right.
Yeah,
focus on topics. So we had a lot of priorities from before. I think, there's like bank accounts, review priorities. We had partnership. We had a lot of stuff. There's also the next steps. Let's see if I can find the next steps here.
So I took from the other topics. They were down there from our wrap up here, and these ones are the ones from the other topics of last sessions.
So proposal for client work agreement. Oh, we also need to update the sponsorship proposal and just add in we have to discuss the $15. Update sponsorship proposal.
I think we can do that very quickly at the beginning.
Yeah, I just want to do that real quick. Just get that out of
Yeah.
the way.
Yes. Yeah.
Update sponsorship proposal, and then we're just addressing minor issue of the $15.
You're right. Okay. I agree on the topic.
And then what do you think our next topic should be after that?
Well, last time you remember during the wrap up we said that these three topics, the one I bolded now, should be the ones maybe we want to prioritize today. I mean, I feel it makes sense. Set up work to support the umbrella corporation partnership discussion and PayPal active for payments. So.
Yeah. So the umbrella corporation and obviously it's just not even USAInc, right? That would be more towards just the hours going towards the cooperativeship, right? So the partnership discussion I think is the most important, and the PayPal is just minor work, which we can discuss when we get to that. So I would say we start with we do the partnership discussion for topic 2 because that's for me a much more serious and involved discussion.
Time. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
And then we can get into the umbrella corporation, right? The work cooperative. And then we can go into the PayPal, right?
Yeah.
There's one thing that's related about the sponsorship proposal that we could just go right into the umbrella corporation discussion from that, because if we didn't increase there is a proposal to the council that would be happening. So we could consider that. Anyways, I think we're pretty clear on our topics, so let's get started, and then we can always play around a bit after we get there.
Yeah. Okay.
So no objections on our first topic?
No. Oh, I lost it.
Okay, I'm gonna do the tap.
Yeah, so I'm still fixing the topics. Okay. So. Okay.
Perfect.
So let's go get the link for the sponsorship.
Yeah. So let's just kind of take a look at the types of sponsorship and the costs, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically what you have is non-profits there's just no money, right? There's no costs, no taxes. So it's just like per program cost for insurance, etc. Right?
Yeah.
So basically, the nonprofit has no cost. So then LLC, you have the Inc, and then you have the trust. I think that's it. Technically speaking, you also have the political organization, right? Right. So, is there any other type that we currently have? I don't think so.
Not that I think so.
There's unincorporated association. So with LLC,
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So for me, what I was thinking is that it would make sense for just them all to be the same, $15 a month. The trust, I can't remember, but I don't think there's any cost to the trust either. So no cost I can think of at this time. Oh, there's the we do have a Delaware. There's one other type that we have, which is it kind of relates to the trust as well, but we have a. It depends how the trust is set up, but if you set up the trust with the trustee, so because the non-stock corporate trustee does cost money, so that's like 200. No, it's actually there's two of them, right? So it's like $400 a year at least. Let's just say 5 years. So if you divide that by 12, that's going to be so that I think that would be like $15 a month as well for the non-stock corporation, and that might relate to the trust. We'll have to see how we want to set that up. So anyway, but the corporation is going to be at least $15 a month. We don't know how the taxes are going to be, so we're still not sure how much the taxes are, because I believe you pay taxes per stock, possibly. I'm not sure exactly. Anyways, this is we set these prices way back in like what 2010 or definitely no later than 2015. 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So that's where I was talking about potentially increasing it. So options, you could keep it at 15. You could go up to 20 per month, right? Or I would say the highest that we want to ever even consider would be like 25 per month. And everything is technically paid in dollars because these are all U.S. corporations. So I think it makes sense to keep everything in dollars. And then we could obviously put
I would do everything in dollars, all our budgets and everything.
Yeah, it just depends on the situation.
Yeah, but when we're talking about direct costs and stuff, everything in dollars. Anyways, I don't remember. I mean, since we are
Time
low
to
budget,
stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
Yeah, well, I mean, everything's going to stay at $15 a month unless there's a proposal to increase it and that there's interest in doing that. So if $15 per month is automatic and it's part of the agreement with the sponsorship, so there's no way to get out of that, but it's $15 times 12, which would be, let's see what that equals. So that is $180 a year. Okay, so that $180 a year is just required as a part of the cooperative. Maybe just forgot to put it in the sponsorship proposal, but it actually doesn't need to be in the sponsorship proposal. It's still required, but it's better to have it in the sponsorship proposal so everything is included there, so it's all clear.
Let's go into the sponsorship proposal and include it.
Yeah, so it's going to be 5% of income, 5 to 10% of incoming cash flow plus the $15 per month. This is called the franchise tax. So this is the we pay this money towards what's the franchise tax. So as we have more and more sponsored companies or corporations, we would actually be able to lower that down. So it technically could go down. It could also go up if we all agreed to increase it. Since this is way back in 2015 that it was that low. But anyways, I think we're good on this. So if there's no other questions and there's no particular interest in increasing it, then we'll just leave it at this, and then we can always increase it in the future.
Yeah. Where should we include it? Under section 8 for
fees. Do you want to link the sponsorship proposal? Oh no, it's right here, line 2. Perfect.
It's linked line 2.
Yeah, so it'll be number 8, and it's we just add in the $15 per month. I would just add it as a separate line.
Okay. Okay.
So in the future, we can consider whether or not that amount will increase, but that'll be a decision for the council. I believe there would be a point where the
Time
board.
to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
There could be a time where the board would there could be a way that the board could force all of the programs to pay the extra rate because there's a conflict of interest, in the programs being able to vote on how much they pay, right? So if you initiate the conflict of interest, the programs would have the opportunity to spin off, but ideally there would be consensus between all the programs and the umbrella corporation. But overall, what the key thing here is that just that the costs get covered. And either way, there's a loss for the umbrella corporation and everything's subsidized, which is fine. But the end goal is that the costs are covered. And as long as the costs aren't going up, then then it should be fine. So I think it should be good. And I think it makes sense to, obviously we've never done trust sponsorships or the incorporation is brand new, right? It's the first time doing a corporation, but it makes sense that the costs for the corporation, the LLC, and the trust are all basically the same, right? So the $15 a month, I think, sounds like the same thing for all of them. And if you put the cost together, because really the sponsorship program is really just one thing. So you have the LLC, the incorporation, and the trust all together. So the trusts are probably like $400 a year, and these are the franchise taxes. The LLC is $800.
Yeah,
And the
800.
corporation is probably going to be around, I think it's going to be around 600 because you have to pay. It's going to be like 200 to 300 for just the franchise tax, plus you pay an additional tax per stock. So it should go up a little bit. So overall per year, we pay a total of about $1,800. So if USAInc is paying 180, it's paying like 10% of it. So the overall goal is to have 10 sponsored companies or groups that would then cover all of those costs. So for now we obviously are subsidizing it, but overall it is just good to know what the totals are and why this exists.
Yeah.
And obviously these are not all the costs. I mean, we're subsidizing.
Not just the meat. Yeah.
This is just the franchise taxes for the absolute minimum to just create a corporation
to prevent the government shutting you down.
Exactly, so that you don't get shut down immediately.
Yeah.
All right, so I think this is for this.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
Perfect. Okay, ready for the next topic. So umbrella corporation, how much do you think we're gonna go on this topic?
I mean, I personally would like to go into the partnership discussion. I think the umbrella corporation is cool and all, but we probably just talk about it. It would be pretty fast. We'd just be talking about like what the priorities are, what the goals are, kind of an overall picture of it, and understanding the commitment. What is the 5 hours per month, et cetera, et cetera. So,
yeah, got it. No, we can definitely go through the partnership discussion first.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah. Oh, well. Very good. Okay.
Okay, good. Partnership discussion, how many minutes? Maybe, let's take our time. Maybe 24 to 36 minutes.
Yeah. So I think the most important thing to focus on is the mutual benefit for successful launch. Okay.
Yeah.
And technically, it's a dual successful one.
Okay.
Awesome. So I'm gonna set a timer for
Okay, I'm gonna set
40 minutes.
the tab.
Okay, I got the timer going, and we are ready.
Okay.
So this is technically a new topic we've never discussed before, but it does relate to what we had talked about the first day.
Okay, let me link I have here the notes from the first
No,
day.
I mean, I don't think we really need the notes because it's a new. We didn't really talk much about it. We just referenced it, right? So there's nothing really in the notes.
Yeah, I'm just referencing.
But I did go to the trouble to put together a draft proposal. So I would say either one, we could talk about the draft proposal, or two, we could jump right into the more important thing, which is like the mutually beneficial, dual successful launch, right? So for me,
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So that would only be the two top priorities. So here I'll write them down. So the first one, there's the draft proposal, and then we have the mutual beneficial dual successful launch. Right? So this is kind of like a brainstorm. So for me, this is the most important part. But the proposal has nothing really to do with the brainstorm. They're kind of two separate things. If that makes sense. But I'm more interested in the brainstorm because it's the actual work, is the actual reason why we would do the partnership. But the draft proposal itself is just kind of documenting. It might be nice to go over the draft proposal really quickly just to kind of get a sense of the direction that we were talking about before and then jump into the brainstorm. But the brainstorm is what I really want to talk about. So I'm fine just to skip straight to the brainstorm. Whatever.
I mean, I don't know. We can, since you have a draft proposal already written.
I do.
Let's go through it quickly, and then we can go back to it. Then we can have a brainstorm, and then we can go back to it, see if it still makes sense or it doesn't. Or
yeah, and overall, I want to note here that this time, should not count against the USAInc, value contribution, right? Does that make sense? That this is part of the partnership. This would, our goal is to do an hour and a half. So if we spend a half an hour on this, hopefully our session today would be 2 hours to make up for that. Does that make sense? To be focusing on USAInc, in my mind. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, so where is my proposal that I put here? No. Okay, here it is. So the proposal is to create a temporary partnership. So the definition of a temporary partnership is that basically it can be dissolved at any time, right? So a temporary partnership means that either party can stop and end the partnership at any time, whereas like there's also permanent partnerships where the partnership itself is a marriage and you can't end it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot. It's in many ways it's more difficult to create a temporary partnership because everything that we would be doing would be forced to be within one of the two organizations. So because we're just basically sharing time, there is no actual
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
So basically, it's all about collaborating on work together for each other's projects to launch successfully and bring in income, right?
Yeah, each other project that we have a vested interest in. We both have interest in both projects, right?
That means that's in a lot of different ways in terms of vested interest. I mean, we both have interest in both these projects being successful because we'll both gain from it. But as far as like specifically the term vested interest, that can mean exact proportions, the percentage equity, all that stuff, which is more complicated. But overall, yes, we both have an interest in each of these being successful. And anything that's successful for the umbrella token will be help support all of the other tokens, which includes all of your vested equity in FQ and UTC and OL.
Yeah, exactly. We have a clear expectation of financial gain.
Yes, but overall, as you learn more, that's a third thing. So the third thing is just going over all the cool, exciting things about the umbrella token launch model. This is a specific new pump model that I can go into. It's really cool. So maybe we'll get into that too, which would be fun. So let's take a break. So we have wait.
Break.
Why are we off on time? Oh no, 5-minute break. Perfect. We're perfect timing. So we'll take a 5-minute break. I don't know why my clock is off. And then we will continue with this proposal and then go into the brainstorm. Okay?
Cool. Yeah, let me break.
All right, so we'll go continue to the bathroom. Hello. What? All right.
I'm here.
Great. Okay, continue. So just generally speaking, what I was thinking for the
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
so before we did, we agreed on 2 sessions per week or 1 session per week. It's 1 session per week. I can't remember.
We said 4 sessions
4 sessions per month, right?
per
No, but
per week.
Total. No, it's 2 sessions per week.
2 sessions USA and 2 sessions U umbrella everything token UET.
Yeah. So there's 2 sessions per week. Perfect. So
Per initiative per project.
Well, there'd be 1 session on USAInc and 1 session on activity. So it's 2 sessions per week. Is that correct?
No, we said 4 sessions.
Okay, so
Because USAInc is 8 sessions per month.
yeah, so let's make this
So
really
it's
clear.
8 and 8 sessions, 16 sessions in total.
So
per month.
currently we have scheduled 2 USAInc sessions per week.
Yeah.
Right? 4 per month. So we would do a dual schedule where each week we add 2 additional sessions.
Yeah.
For activity, 2 per week, so 4 per month, and so that's a total of 16. No.
16 sessions per month.
This is going to be 16 sessions per month. And so this is going to be 8 sessions per month. 8 sessions per month, and then this would be 16 sessions per month total between. Okay.
Yeah.
So I usually estimate about 2 hours per. So 2 times 16 is 32 hours per month. 32 hours per month. So that sounds reasonable. 4 per week is a lot though, because that would be 4 separate days. So I would say that we could also consider, because trying to do 4 a week could be a lot, right? So we could also consider the option when we are busy to just do 2 sessions, but 2 days per week, right? 2 days per week, but split the sessions, 1 hour for each product. So in essence, we're 1 hour or more, 1 hour plus for each product. So that would ensure that we technically could do 2 days per week, but make sure we work on those projects.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Because I could imagine a week where having 4 sessions in a week might be a lot, because it's like if you have 5 work days a week, then having almost every day just have 1 open day. For example, the main session is every Thursday, so it'd be every day would be booked. Does that make sense?
Yeah, perfectly. I mean, we could make longer maybe when we're both available, and we can organize ourselves to have maybe 3-hour session. So we will do 3 segments there.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how to call them, projects. I don't know. Initiatives.
Initiatives, but yeah.
Trajectories.
So this is where things get a little bit more complicated. Line 20. So it says any cash income value will be based on the normal contracts for each subcontracting within that initiative. So basically what we're saying is that any cash income value will be required to be separately contracted. Does that make sense? So for example, we already have an agreement for USAInc activity, so we would create a separate agreement. So already have agreement for activity working for USAInc, right? And so we would need to create a separate agreement on Alberto working with UT for pay. Does that make sense? So otherwise, basically what we're talking about here is a temporal collaboration. So if you're down to just do the temporal collaboration, you're automatically getting value for your time on an equity basis. There would be no additional pay unless we contract that separately. Does that make sense? Which
Yeah.
would be a separate agreement. So if we wanted to get that separate agreement, though, we can start discussing how that would work and what would that would mean, how much money that we would pay to you and USAInc, right? So that is something that we would need to discuss. But it's not
My goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, my goal is not to get any kind of monetary value out of the partnership directly, let's say. But of course, I'm looking forward to get the value in terms of tokens. But this is all embedded also in the work in USAInc. And I mean,
Time for
evolving, we'll
breath.
see.
Please stop and get ready. Now inhale. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together. 1, 2, 3. Exhale. Relax.
But to me, the goal was to make sure that we can reduce the investment into USAInc to free capital to be used for advertisements.
Correct.
Which, in my opinion, is what for the first 6 months, until we can realistically believe that we will have set up such a structure that is starting to sustain itself with the sale of enough T-shirts to cover the costs and make a profit and have enough to reinvest. Yeah, so that is my monetary goal for the partnership. And there is all of course, the other desires, but you understand them better than I do.
Yeah. So my understanding is that we're talking about updating the agreement to being in the $500 to $750 per month range, and then the exchange is the time, right?
Yeah.
So basically, would need to implement this for the automatic activity and FQV token. Okay, does that make sense? So both of these need to be done. So I'm going to make these bold. So both of these agreements would be required to finalize the partnership. So the temporary partnership has 3 components. 1 is the partnership agreement itself, and then 2, the updated USAInc agreement, and then 3, whatever you need to get agreement on your value that you're getting, whether it's monetary and or so you just could be content with whatever you're getting out of the partnership, so that we're all on the same page. Okay.
Yeah. Perfect.
But the primary value is the time that we're sharing, and any money that's coming, like the $500, $750 a month that's coming in, is really just going straight back to the partnership and going straight back to the value of starting these projects, right? So for me, it's all about investing it into the work that we're doing. But either way, UET and FQB would oversee the money, as opposed to right now it's being overseen by USAInc, right? So then the core partnership that I was thinking about, and this is where we get
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So the core of the product the product partnership is the buy a token, get a T-shirt. So the general idea is that the UET token could be exchanged for T-shirts, and to help bring in value into. Basically, your business is selling T-shirts, so the best way we can support you is to sell as many T-shirts as humanly possible. That's what I was thinking. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So basically, we would use the new token to purchase the T-shirt. The T-shirt would be produced by USAInc for the token as the collaboration for the partnership. USAInc would agree to accept the tokens for the t-shirts, but then this is the key, is that USAInc would not sell the t-shirts. Okay, so instead, USAInc could use those tokens to purchase other things and even to exchange the value for activity. So whatever the value of the token is, you could, for example, transfer $500 to $750 a month of value of the token instead of cash. So as far as we are concerned, our tokens would be equivalent to cash, and you could use those tokens, but we would never want you to sell those tokens within the partnership, because then the value of the token goes down, right? So the goal is to not sell the tokens. The goal is to make them useful. So for example, when someone gets the tokens, instead of just having to sell them, they can get a t-shirt. So they don't have to sell the token. They literally are getting a t-shirt. So they're buying something with the token without having to sell the token. So the actual value of the token doesn't go down. And then that creates a utility for the token to make it more valuable. So then when you get the token for USAInc, you wouldn't sell it. You would then have another use for it. For example, as a difference in terms of spending the money for the $500 to $750 or other things you could exchange for, right? Where the goal is to find uses for the token instead of just selling it, right? The number of tokens required for a t-shirt would be agreed upon and can change over time. So at the very beginning would be like, it's 100 tokens, or it's gonna be 200 tokens, or whatever the amount that we're willing to agree to, knowing the value of where it's gonna go and how it's gonna work, that's all up to us to decide on, right? Maybe it starts at 1,000 tokens, and as the value goes up, the amount of tokens required will go down and down and down. So, and it would be
I have a question though, but that it's an option that they have to buy, that the customer have to buy a t-shirt if they want to.
Well, they only will be able, the only thing they will be able to do with the token at this time.
It's going to be complicated for them. Maybe people don't understand. Could be limiting to selling t-shirts.
It would be like the focus of our
time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So the focus of the media campaign itself would be selling the t-shirts, right? So our media campaign, so all the money that we are spending on promoting the token would be like, get this token and get a t-shirt, and then the t-shirt itself would be additional media, right? So everyone who wears the t-shirt, it would say like, the best token ever, get this token, and here's how you get it, right? So it'd be basically like a perpetual thing where you get the token, you get the t-shirt, and then more people get the token and more people get the t-shirt. Does that make sense?
No, I get it, but how is the cash flow? How does the cash flow work for USAInc?
For USAInc, so someone buys the token, right? Someone buys the token, right? And so then the token has the value. So then the value of the token is going to be equivalent to the value of the cost of the t-shirt. So let's say the token starts at a value of, 1,000th of a penny or something, right? And the t-shirt costs $20 or whatever. Then the number of tokens you're going to need to start could be as many as 200,000. Is that 200,000 or 2 million? 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Yeah, so it could be 2 million tokens to start. 2 million tokens. So the value of the token is like 1/10,000th of a penny. When we first start, someone's going to need 2 million tokens to buy a t-shirt, right? But then they would transfer those 2 million tokens to USAInc, and then USAInc has 2 million tokens that are worth $20. So the value is exactly the same as the t-shirt.
Yeah, but if I want to buy with my credit card a t-shirt, can I do it immediately?
This particular t-shirt, and this is important, right? This is the most important thing. Line 32. It would be agreed that this particular t-shirt design, it would be exclusive to the Umbrella Everything token, right? And could not be purchased in any other possible way, only with this token, right? So that's the whole key. That's the magic of it, is that no one would ever be able to see this t-shirt unless it was bought with the tokens. And we'd be able to, we want some sort of notification on the t-shirt. And then to make it even cooler, the t-shirt itself would have its own token, right? And when you wear it, you are actually wearing crypto. Like the token, the t-shirt itself is a token, right? And it can go up in value based on more people buying it.
Okay, so you're talking about some T-shirts would have.
No, it's just this very specific t-shirt. It's this one specific t-shirt that
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So line 28.
So for example, USAInc could sell 100 different t-shirts, right? Might have 100 different t-shirts in its inventory. This would just be one specific t-shirt that's in the partnership with us. So we're selling this one specific t-shirt, and this particular t-shirt, the goal is that there's some sort of barcode on it, or there's something on it that is verifiable that it's an actual t-shirt. Ideally, we could even make it unique, right? Or as a grouping. So you print out, let's say every time you print out 100 of them, that 100 are you have a unique, barcode, and the next 100 are unique, and the next, so something like maybe 1,000 at a time, whatever the number you do at one time. But the point is that you could update the actual printing so that it could be verified and scanned as its own t-shirt, right? So the point that I'm trying to make is that this particular t-shirt is a special t-shirt as a crypto t-shirt, and that the actual t-shirt itself can only be bought with these tokens, and that the t-shirt itself has value.
Okay,
right?
so number 28, it says USAInc would agree to accept the tokens for the t-shirts. For the specific designed t-shirts under the partnership.
Exactly. For this particular, it's a umbrella everything token t-shirt.
Yeah, it's amazing. Yes.
Yeah. So it's a specific special design, and we'll design it together, right? We'll design what we want it to look like together. We want something that's going to be like awesome and popping, but also be like a brand and be like, everyone's going to want it to be and have the value of the t-shirt actually go up over time based on the actual purchasing, right? The t-shirt has value. So it's in essence, it'll be its own token. So the t-shirt itself, whatever's left of the t-shirt will still have value, right?
Yeah, the wearing the crypto can be a very strong.
Yeah. So you're wearing crypto. It's like
very crypto.
The brand. It's like the brand itself. It's like, how you have Supreme, you have all these t-shirt brands that are like super valuable, but you can't wear them, right?
Yeah.
Because otherwise
you're wearing the value. Yeah.
This is the opposite. The value can go, the more you wear it, the more the value goes up, right? So you basically, if you eventually just have a rag, right, and you've worn it so many times, you've washed it 1,000,000 times, it's literally just a rag, it would be the most valuable because whatever is left over, it can just be framed, and the t-shirt itself is
time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale 1, 2, 3. Exhale 1, 2, 3. Pause. Inhale together 1, 2, 3. Exhale, relax.
So the t-shirt itself is the actual crypto, right? And a whole bunch of ways we could verify that, and eventually we could design our own things where we actually embed the ability to scan it, but that we don't care about that now. Right now, all we care about is that we are just creating these and we can authenticate them through whatever company is doing it. And obviously people could make forgeries or whatever, and we'll deal with that later, and we'll get better and better at creating this particular token t-shirt so that it gets better and better to prevent the forgeries. But at the beginning, we just don't care about the forgeries. We just want to have fun with the t-shirt. That makes sense?
Totally. Yes, absolutely.
But the overall, the more we can prevent forgeries, the more valuable the t-shirts are, because
if they're trying to forge us, it means we're being successful.
Exactly.
So, let's hope we'll have to deal with that.
Yeah, these t-shirts can be valuable. Like a single t-shirt could be worth millions of dollars, just like a Bitcoin, if we do it right, because it's like basically the t-shirt itself is the
yes.
Right? Yeah. So if you try to make forgeries of it and you're wearing, so eventually people won't even wear them, not because they're going to reduce the value, right? Because what's so interesting is that with Supreme, you can't wear it because when you wear it, it reduces the value. So you can't wear it, can't watch it. Whereas this, you can wear it all you want to. The only reason you wouldn't wear it is that you wouldn't want someone to steal it from you. Those are two values.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, amazing, man. Amazing. Yeah.
It
Okay.
is amazing. It's great.
Amazing.
It's a genius idea. So
Yeah,
so
genius.
that's the foundation to the partnership, is basically coming together and building this partnership where the t-shirt itself is the value of the token. So the token itself is sold. People buy the token, and then they can. This will just be the use for the token at this time. It'll be the only use. The two primary uses are, one, it will be used for just investment value, right, and equity, and then two, that you can buy this t-shirt with it, right? And then UET is supporting the value of these tokens for the t-shirt and guaranteeing that value to USAInc.
Perfect.
So we're guaranteeing the value of the t-shirt to USAInc, and then USAInc can utilize the tokens to pay us for the value that we're doing. And then eventually we can have other ways to exchange value or do business agreements or whatever we need to cover the costs of anything. We will take these tokens as direct payment, as if they are equal to cash, right? That's the guarantee.
Time to pause.
Perfect.
Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Guarantees the value of USAInc's token holdings as equivalent to cash, right? But the only difference to cash is that obviously the value of the tokens is going to be going up and down significantly, right? So we can guarantee the value of the t-shirt, but in relationship to cash, obviously as the token goes down in value, the value that would be paid to us for any exchange would go down. And as the token goes up in value, then USAInc has more money that they have for all the value, right? And then they're gained. So the better that the token does, the more tokens that USAInc has, the value of USAInc goes up and up and up, and the USAInc token goes up with that. And so it's basically a whole revolving door all around the t-shirt. And then the t-shirt itself is a separate token. So let's say we sell, 100 t-shirts, right? Which would be very bad. Each one of those t-shirts would be extraordinarily valuable because there would only be 100 tokens, because each t-shirt is worth one token. So every single time we sell a t-shirt, there would be a maximum number of tokens that can represent that particular t-shirt, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So basically the bottom line is that we can limit the number of t-shirts and make them exclusive, and then print new designs as new tokens. So the UET token itself, we can buy unlimited t-shirts, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then every single design printing of that t-shirt will be a limited exclusive number. And so the value of each t-shirt can go up indefinitely, right? Because there'll be so few of them. So if you sold 100,000 t-shirts, each t-shirt would be worth very little. But if we sell 100 t-shirts, each t-shirt could be worth a ton of money. So the less we sell in each batch, the more value that each batch would have. Right?
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, totally.
Coolio.
Amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So that is basically, and obviously the whole details of how the t-shirt token will work is kind of irrelevant, a separate thing, but I'm just making sure you know that but really what we're talking about for the partnership has nothing to do with the t-shirt value in the brand of the t-shirt. The point is that you can buy a t-shirt and there will be a specific branded t-shirt, and even if that t-shirt is not a crypto t-shirt, it's irrelevant, it doesn't matter. So we can just print normal t-shirts and sell them with the token, and we don't need to do any of the other exciting special stuff. But why would we not do the exciting special stuff when we're talking about the token values, right? It's all about the umbrella token. We're creating more exciting tokens within the umbrella token, which would be including all the t-shirt tokens as well.
Yeah,
all right?
I agree totally. Perfect.
Cool. So, but again, they're two totally separate
Time
things.
to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
So under the brainstorm,
Time
we have
to-
two things so far. We have the core partnership is buy a token, get a t-shirt, and then the second one is can create separate crypto t-shirt tokens, totally separate from umbrella. Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right, so let's take a break, and then we come back. We can do a little bit more brainstorming, but otherwise, I think the proposal is pretty clear. And again, I don't think we're trying to get agreement today. We're just trying to have a discussion and have an idea of where we're talking about all this.
Yeah, because anyways, the partnership would start from
Next month.
Next month. Yeah, so we can take our time and yeah. But this looks pretty amazing. It's very exciting. Okay. Little break.
This is barely the beginning, too. It's just like this is me spending a few minutes on it.
Very good. Thank you so much. Yeah.
All right, let's take a break.
Yeah.
Why don't you stay after blanking? It's just silly.
Recording is on.
End of break. Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
I'm
So I
here.
think we're out of time on this topic. So do we want to spend time?
We still have 12 minutes.
Oh, we do?
We said 24 to 36. I think we already did 36 minutes on this.
I set a timer for 40 minutes and it just went off. So.
Yeah, we started. We started before the other break. You're right. Yeah, 36. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Let's yeah, at least another half segment, 12 minutes, I would say.
Perfect. Well, I also started I restarted the recording, the live stream, so that seems to be going well on the same recording. So it seems to be fine.
Okay.
So we actually don't need a separate recording. It just continues on the same recording as long as you get it from the buffer. Awesome. All right. So that brings us to just continuing this topic. Do you want to continue this topic or do you want to go to something else?
I want to continue.
Clearly. I mean, I feel like this is the core of potentially making lots and lots of money, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So we want to do continue partnership discussion.
Yeah.
And then we want to do view up. And this would be topic 2.1. 2.5. And how about another 12 to 24 minutes?
Yeah.
So for this one, we want to focus on the brainstorm and maybe discuss more details about the umbrella everything token itself with the new pump ecosystem model. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I could talk about it for days, Alberto. It's so good. So let's go back to topic 2 and I'll put 2.0. Do you have any objections to topic 2?
No objection.
All right, so brainstorm. So we're focusing on the brainstorm for mutually beneficial dual successful launch. And how are we going to do this? So the first thing I noted as a problem that we need to discuss as an issue is how to make the t-shirts if you can't sell the token, right? So let's say, for example, we have we get 100 orders of t-shirts, and they are each 200,000 tokens, right? So that would be 2 million tokens, right? So we get 2 million tokens. And then how do you make the t-shirts without selling the tokens to get the cash to then make the t-shirts with, right? And then because you have the orders and you also the shipping, you have to pay for the shipping, So this is where I think the biggest problem is, because ideally the goal is to get the entire system into the token. So you can actually, the goal would be to make the t-shirts with the tokens. That would be the goal. The long-term goal is that the entire t-shirt manufacturing process is tokenized, right? But that's not realistic. Realistic, we know that we have to pay for these t-shirts and it's going to cost most likely US dollars or euros or whatever is on the platform. And so that's going to be an issue that we're going to need to figure out and deal with. But I think it's a minor obstacle because I think you can already understand how eventually this could turn into creating our own brand, creating our own platform, creating a whole new way of doing t-shirts across the entire world and potentially all apparel, right? So in that context, like we're creating new technology potentially on how we make shirts and how we make all clothes, right? And utilizing different crypto systems. So it's very interesting. I don't know what the solution is of it, but either way, what we're guaranteeing is we will guarantee the cash to have the actual ability to get the t-shirts made, so that it without having to sell the token. So maybe there's some sort of like there could be some sort of solution where we put the tokens on loan or exchange for cash, and then once the product arrives, then you switch, right? So it's basically you're switching the value and you're getting the value back from the so anyways, it's just interesting on different possible ways of doing like either a loan or like some sort of dualistic sharing thing so that you can exchange money for tokens when needed, but then you go back once the actual thing has been created. Anyways, we'll just see how to figure that all out. But the goal is that the tokens themselves are not sold, so that you exchange a token for the t-shirt, but the value of the token stays the same. That's the goal. So because what we don't want is we won't want, okay, you get a t-shirt and the token crashes because everyone gets t-shirts. That's not what we want. So how to figure that out, we don't know exactly, but we might create like create an exchange fund, right? So that is in essence like reserves, right? There might be some sort of partnership reserves.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
All right, and I mean, at the beginning, it's possible that very few people will buy t-shirts, right? It's just like, oh, there's this option. You have your tokens, you buy them because you want to invest in this token. That's this awesome opportunity. But then also you have this opportunity to get a t-shirt with your token, like it has a utility. If you choose to do that, instead of selling your tokens, you can just get a t-shirt, right? So if someone decides to get a t-shirt instead of selling their token, then that's great for us. And so we guess there could be very few t-shirts at the beginning. But we should be prepared to understand, okay, maybe at the beginning it's only a few t-shirts, but then over time we get more and more and more. And the more people who wear the t-shirts, the more people will see that want to buy the t-shirts, right? Because someone will see someone else wearing it and they'll be like, I want that t-shirt. And okay, how do you get it? Well, you have to get the tokens, you have to do this and then do that. And they're like, oh wow. And then another person will want to get it and then they'll get it.
Yeah. What right here in line 66, I don't get one. Why?
Money. So it's cash to token ratio to ensure that tokens don't get sold with these reserves. So you're gonna have these cash reserves that potentially could function as so let's say you have a reserve of like $5,000 to get as many as like 200 t-shirts made, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then those cash reserves could help temporarily turn these tokens into t-shirts without having to sell the token. So you have this one-to-one token cash reserve value, and that you're basically loaning the token temporarily for the reserves to create the product, and then once the product is delivered, then you get the token back, right? And then you're bringing the cash back. So it's like this back and forth reserve sort of model, because in the end, the token itself is the value that's paid to you for the value of the t-shirt, right? That makes sense?
So basically, let's do a scenario. I'm a customer. I go, I see this t-shirt. I want to buy the t-shirt, right?
You go to the exchange to buy the token.
Okay, so zero customer wants to buy the t-shirt. So step one goes to the exchange to get the token.
That could be Radium or Unity Swap or I don't know, one of the exchanges, right? They would go and they would buy the token, and that would increase the value of the token. So they buy the token.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open eyes.
Okay, so you get the token.
They go to the website, right? So they're going to the website to redeem the token with the t-shirt. So we might have to have some sort of special, partnership website that would, in my mind, this particular website would be under activity side of things, because it would be the whole token relationship. So let's say the partnership broke apart, we could still sell t-shirts with our tokens, right? And that would be this particular website. This particular website might be a technology that we can create. But the idea is you could come to a website, transfer tokens into USAInc to get the t-shirt. So USAInc is collecting tokens for the t-shirt. That make sense?
Okay. So then the problem here arises for USAInc to pay for the T-shirt,
Exactly.
so that the supplier ships the T-shirt to the customer.
Exactly. So ideally, the T-shirt itself would be created from the token. So the goal is to over time, let's say it takes us 5, 10 years, 15 years, doesn't matter how long it takes. The end goal is that the T-shirt is fully created from the token, right? That's the partnership, is how do you create a T-shirt out of a token, right? We have no idea how to do that, right? So like every single bill that you pays for, the goal is how can you use this token to pay for it instead, right? That would be the end goal. So if there are literally, 20,000 outlets across the entire world that make T-shirts, the idea would be eventually one day we can find one that's willing to make these T-shirts in exchange for this token. That make sense? That would be the ultimate goal. Or we need to create our own T-shirt factory, or work with people that we already know in Bangladesh or other places that already have. Like I know people who have T-shirt factories already, right? Or that work with them, and then you work it out where that they will be willing to get the token for the actual production of the T-shirt as well, right? So that's the end goal, is that the token itself represents the production of T-shirts.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Yeah.
One
So
point.
in the short term, we would create this reserve to do a temporary exchange. So then for all bills that USAInc has, it can do a temporary exchange for the minimum value of the token with UET, right, / activity, right? So basically
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So what that means is, let's say, let's say 50%. Let's say you cost, you're going to get paid $20 per T-shirt, right? And I'm just using this as an example. Let's use $30 because we don't know, whatever, right? So $30 per T-shirt, right? You need $15 to pay for the creation of the T-shirt, right? So this $15 for the creation of the T-shirt would leaves $15 of token value that would, in essence, be profits or paying salaries, et cetera, et cetera. So any other way to pay money with the token, so you only need 50% of the value, right? So the first thing would be a 50% value exchange from reserves, right? So then these reserves would then take the value. So we take the value used from the reserve, and let's say you do a batch, right? So we have a batch of, what do we say, 100 T-shirts, right?
Okay.
So then if you have a batch of 100 T-shirts on day 1, and then another batch of T-shirts on day, let's say 90 days later, so 3 months later, we sell another 100 T-shirts. Ideally, this would be 1,000 T-shirts on day 1 and another 1,000 T-shirts on day 90, right? Right? Whatever the number is, is irrelevant. But the point that I'm trying to make is that then, instead of crashing the value of the token for all 1,000 T-shirts, the goal is to slowly reintegrate the value of the token into the larger pool, right? So the goal would be to very, very slowly sell the token over long periods of time, so that we're not just crashing the value. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So the reserve. So obviously we have to sell the in the short term. We have to sell, like, let's say, half of the tokens. So you have the other half for profit that USAInc keeps, but then the 50% that you need the cash for in the exchange, you would then get that cash to pay for the T-shirt, and then the rest of it is slowly sold, And then when the t-shirts are delivered, the USAInc gets the profits of the tokens. So basically,
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
But why when the T-shirt is delivered?
because
The customer pays.
because the reserves themselves would be a double, in essence, like a double payment almost, because the tokens aren't being sold. So there's a double payment for USAInc. So USAInc would be transferring over the tokens in relationship to the reserves, and then you, as long as you fulfill on your contract, which is delivering the t-shirt to the token holder, then you get the rest of the tokens back from the reserves, from the partnership, right? So the key is that it's an exchange of value with a guaranteed net profit as long as the individual receives their t-shirt. But if the individual doesn't receive their t-shirt, obviously you don't get the token back and get a double profit, because you would have the money for the t-shirt plus all the money for the tokens, and the money from the reserves is basically, it would be 1.5 value, right? So some of it you might be able to keep at the beginning, but the point is that it's an exchange that is a net loss for the UET at the beginning, but we're guaranteeing the value to make sure that you have it in the short run, but in the long run, we're going to all equalize out again when we sell the tokens, and then you're getting the value, and then you're also getting your profits, right? Does that make sense? Anyways, we're going to work out all the details. I mean, these are very, very finite details that we need to work out over time. But the point is that this is, I don't know how to solve this problem. This is the initial off-the-cuff. So this is an issue that needs to be solved, and this is one potential option, but I'm sure over time we'll find better and better options with the end goal. The end goal is that the token can be used eventually for the full production and shipping of the t-shirts, right? That the entire t-shirt itself will be, well, not sustainable, will just be crypto.
Oh yeah. Crypto.
So you're creating an end-to-end crypto market. That's our goal, right? But the short-term loan of this value, so that we can prevent the crash of the token being sold for all of the t-shirts all at once, start it and sending it around. I think we really. Anyways, I think this is a good part. But let's think about the rest of the brainstorm, right? Because we don't want to get totally sidetracked. This is just a tiny little detail related to pay for bills, right? It's like a bill detail.
Got it.
But the point is that there's always solutions, even when you have a problem as big as like not wanting to sell the token, so it doesn't crash. So so the core product.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So the most important thing in this brainstorm and the most important thing to this partnership has nothing to do with the t-shirts, nor does it have anything to do with the tokens. What it is all about is it's all about our time and working together to co-create value and excitement, interest, and publicity, right? So in essence, we're doing a combined collaborative social media. So this would be cross-account social media. So a permanent partnership would mean that we have our own social media account. But that would be a third. That's like 1 + 3. But we're not doing that. The goal is to have 2 separate social media accounts, one for the token, one for the t-shirt company or the USAInc or whatever. And then each of those is cross-pollinating within them to promote the other based on our partnership, right? So we're trying to support each other to be successful with a successful launch, right? So we're trying to do, as much dual advertising and collaborative marketing as possible.
Yeah.
And then from this, the goal would be to turn, for example, €6,000 into 12,000 euro, right? So we're committed to equal investment in the partnership to meet the goals of whatever we're doing, so that we're doubling our entire budget. We're doubling our budget for our advertising, we're doubling our budget for our social media, we're collaborating together so that both social media accounts are growing together and getting more interest and getting more popularity. That's the overall goal, is that we are just building the launch together. And then the only other thing that I'll note here is that we do have a dualistic, mutual beneficial equity, not entanglement, the right word is, let's just say ownership, or not ownership is not the good word either. It's interest, right? Interest.
Mhm.
Equity interest in both projects being successful. And so if one is not, we could still be successful even if one project succeeds and the other does not. So this increases our total probability of success by 200x, right? By 2 times. Okay,
Yeah.
200%. Right? So
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So the idea would be having a third person, like, getting another person involved who wants to launch with us all at the same time. But right now, there's the two of us. So doubling our chances of being successful is better than not, right? So if the t-shirt thing falls apart and doesn't work out, and then the token just goes huge, we can still potentially make millions. If the token crashes and goes nowhere, and the t-shirt, is totally successful, we could still make hundreds of thousands, right? So it's just like, either way, if either one of these are successful, it would be great for either of us, right?
Totally, yeah. But I mean, let's make sure they're success. The
Yeah,
t-shirt,
ideal, yes.
like a hobby, and the UET to change the world.
Yeah, and this is part of the models and ideas I have been working on for literally decades. The whole cooperative model has always been based on, if you get like 20 startups that are all starting up at the same time and all starting up supporting each other together, and one's a design business and one's a website company, and one is a health company. They're all paying each other money to support each other instead of going to a different company for websites, to go to a different company for health, to go to another company for design, right? It's like, why would a startup pay a company that's not a startup, right? It makes no sense. So if you just bring a group of startup companies together and they're all supporting each other, the probability that all of the startups will be successful is infinitely higher. But no one does that.
Because everyone wants to keep everything secret and stab each other in the back.
Yes. Anyways, but even just the two of us doing it is infinitely better than.
Yeah. I'm super happy. Thank you so
So
much.
anyways, I think this brainstorm on my side is good. Do you have anything you want to add to the brainstorm?
No, Jay, so much. Thank you so much. I mean, it's really amazing. Yeah.
So if we have time, the next part here would be
giving a whole other dimension to the USAInc.
Of course, it's huge. The only other thing here would be going into the new umbrella token model and what's going on with that, because I've been working on that for at least 3 to 5 months, right? So there's a lot there. You've been working on this t-shirt thing for like, years and years and years. I mean, technically speaking, I've been working on this project for decades. It's just the new model I've been working on for quite a few months, which I'm excited about. You want to hear? So I could give like a quick overview if we have time. Otherwise, I'm ready to go to the next topic.
I mean, I thought we wanted to make it a topic, or no?
No, this is to do with the partnership. So the partnership is understanding
what. Discuss more details about the UT. Yeah, no, let's go into that for sure.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we can make it its own topic, but we certainly don't have to. So I could do.
Time to take a break. Please stop. Write down whatever you were about to say and take a break for 6 minutes.
I did not set my timer, so I do not know how much time we have left on this topic. Do we have any time left on this topic?
I don't think so. I think we went the whole 24 minutes.
24 minutes. Okay, so if we're out of time on this particular topic, then we could do a separate topic, or we could just go on. Maybe we have time at the end, so we could go into the next topics. And I think all you really need to know is that the overall model is. Actually, I explained it to you a little bit before, that it's sort of a dualistic model between what we had going before and actually building the social media presence before we launch to get the excitement and the potential for a viral token. Like that's the goal, is having a viral token that potentially immediately goes to having thousands of people involved in it and millions of dollars of value, right? So that would be the goal. And but it would be a lot of work setting up the token. So the number one thing that of the time and project specifically for the umbrella token is just all social media, social media, social media. That's pretty much everything. It's like websites and social media, multimedia, getting people excited by the token before it even exists. And then when we launch, everyone will be ready to buy it and be excited about buying it. And then that will create the excitement and the storm to have it be going up and up and up. But the idea is to launch it with the idea that once they get this token, they already know that if they want to sell it, they can choose not to sell it and instead get a t-shirt.
Amazing, yes. That would be absolutely, yes.
Yeah, and they would, and then USAInc is guaranteeing that t-shirt, right?
Yeah,
So
totally.
so it's so cool because I mean most tokens they just crash and go nowhere, right? But imagine if like even this token was crashing, it would still have value as a t-shirt, and they could still buy
Yeah,
the t-shirt. And then that t-shirt potentially could be worth millions of dollars one day too. So it's like it's just a
win-win situation.
yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, great. Great. I mean,
So
yes, you told me this before, like now with this addition, but yeah, but if you want to go into a topic for this, I'm more than interested to do it.
it's up to you. Yeah, so let's take a break. When we
Understand
come
it.
back, we can either
Yeah,
continue
I
more
do
about,
agree.
it would technically be a topic on UET, like going into the
Yeah,
Umbrella Everything token, or we can go into the Umbrella Corporation, or we can go into PayPal. And just a quick update on PayPal. There's two internet-based global bank accounts that I've already applied for that might take a couple days. And then I also applied for the PayPal account, and we're trying to figure out the enterprise account for that. So the PayPal account is set up, and we could set up a secondary account. And so, anyways, we'll talk about that when we get to the PayPal. So all of that's already moving forward. So the bank accounts are coming together, and once that all gets approved, we should be able to start transferring money, everything. I mean, this could be days from now, potentially hours. Okay. So
no, let's definitely do a topic on that. Yeah. So I'm glad that we already at a good stage. Yeah, let's take a quick break. 20 minutes.
overall, it's going to be hard for me to do much more than one more segment. I'm willing to do a segment and a half. Like maybe we'll take a break now, but then I can't take another break. So we do like let's say 40 more minutes or 45 minutes. I can't. There's no reason to take another break. Okay.
Yeah, let's make sure we do a wrap up. Okay, thank you. Quick break.
We need to get 21. How low do you want it? Like 18? 20? It's because you're under that like down comforter. Like, why are you under this down comforter?
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
Okay, I am back. Hello. Hello. Alberto. There you are.
I'm here.
Okay, so what topic do you want to go into now?
I mean, I was thinking about it now. So, if you believe that you already, but I have many questions, right? So, I have some questions to understand
So, question
about the whole
for what?
about the no. If you already believe that you already, I was thinking that we could address the PayPal activation during the wrap up. If it's quick, right? During the wrap up, you can explain me if you believe that this is already taken care of and you really have the structure in mind, because I believe a little topic is necessary. Yeah. So
Yeah. Yeah. So however you want to do it, like it's really whatever you want to talk about. As far as I'm concerned, the banking stuff. I mean, I put a few to it, and it's moving forward. It should be fine. And I'll just give you the options of what you can do and how it's all going to work. Yeah. So if you want to do that now, we can do that now, and if we have time at the end to go more into umbrella everything token, we can do that.
yeah. I mean, to me, that's very important. If you can do it now, so I can have clarity on.
So making sure you can either link or transfer funds to the PayPal to start making payments with dollars. So for Lee, this would be like banking and making sure. Cool. So banking. Cool. Awesome.
Okay.
And this would be 2024.
Okay, I agree on the topic. Creating the tab.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So, first question, Jay. Now that USAInc is a sponsored program of the corporation, legally, it can operate already with the accounts of the corporation, correct? That's what you're creating a PayPal.
Not exactly. So USAInc can operate with the status of being the corporation, which means that USAInc is the corporation. There's no difference. And USAInc can do anything the corporation can do, right? So anything the corporation can't do, obviously USAInc can't do. So there's always limits, right? And there's certain things that we will just have to get help externally, especially when dealing with all these platforms, anything, you know how it is. Sometimes you just get stuck, right?
Yeah.
But overall, I remember Wise. We got stuck with Wise before. It was like ridiculous, right? So hopefully everything works out. Anyways, the point I'm trying to make is that UVC World Inc., which is the umbrella corporation, will have and needs its own accounts, right? So the actual accounts of the umbrella corporation have to be separate from the accounts of USAInc, but the USAInc can utilize the UVC World Inc. name and it create its own accounts, right? So
exactly. So when we do a business subscription, we need to insert the information about USVC, correct?
Correct. So let's just do PayPal for an example at the beginning, right?
Yeah, exactly. For example,
so for PayPal, when there's two things for PayPal. One is that when you fill out the business information, which I just did today for like an hour. I worked on all the PayPal stuff. You put in, UVC and give the UVC articles and all that stuff, right? So it's all that, and I can do that all for you. It's super easy. And then what happens is that there is a separate place that says, basically doing business name as, so that your customers see this name instead, right? So when USAInc pays UVC with PayPal, USAInc goes to the website, is going to see USA World Inc. as the invoice, because that's what's paying it into that account, right? But when someone goes to the USAInc program, it's going to have a different doing business name as, specifically in your PayPal.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So I don't know exactly how PayPal functions, but it's possible that this should not be the official documented fictitious business name, but I don't know. It's up to you to decide how you want to do it, because it's possible if you put USAInc, they might go down, but you could definitely do like USA Inc., right? So it'd be like USAInc like that, because I don't think this would really matter. But the point that I'm trying to make is that until you have the fictitious business name, you can't have your actual account be under the business name. The actual account's going to be under UVC World Inc., right? But then eventually, once you get your fictitious business name, one day in the future, when you have enough money, you can actually change your actual PayPal or create a new PayPal that would actually be in your name instead of the name of UVC. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but so in practice, not in practice.
So that's one thing. So the other thing regarding PayPal is that the ideal situation is that we have, well, every single bank that we do, we have a separate bank account for the umbrella corporation and then also for USAInc, right? So we're going to create two separate PayPal accounts, right? With the same tax ID. Does that make sense?
Yes, makes sense.
So
But in practice, no. Let's say now we have agreed for this 2,000 euro for this month. These 2,000 euros are in a Saudi bank account, so they can be transferred only by IBAN, right? Or big SWIFT protocols, big SWIFT.
Well, the transfer is a separate question. If we want to talk about the actual transfers, for me, that's a slightly different topic. But the bottom line is that I don't not at all. Like where the money is not really relevant. And for me, there's actually two transfers. There's the 6,000 euro.
The goal to me is to start using the funds. That's the goal. Because now they're sitting there and I cannot use them, right? For the subscriptions and to get started, right?
Yeah, so you should be able to do that ideally by the end of the week. Like we already have one PayPal account. We can get the second PayPal account started tonight, but the bottom
exactly. So once we have the first PayPal,
6,000 euros, we want to up to 6,000 euro transfer into the USAInc account, and then the
time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
And then from there, we make the transfer to SG to all the rest, right?
Correct.
So So okay, so with PayPal is enough. To have PayPal USAInc is okay, it's enough, I believe, right? To start having a PayPal is more than enough than creating bank accounts in
Yeah. So but PayPal's not a bank account. So
no, it's not a bank account. For you,
it's enough to get started. It's absolutely
started,
but it's not enough for the umbrella corporation at all. So I'll explain that in a second here. So we'll talk about other bank accounts. We'll get into that in a second. Let me just finish with PayPal.
Yes.
So the only other thing for PayPal to understand is simply that we create the two separate PayPal accounts, right? Then there's something called an enterprise account. This is new, where you can have a sub account linked to the primary account. So this is our goal, is to create an enterprise account with PayPal with a sub account linked. So you have the primary World Inc., right? The primary UVC World Inc.,
Yeah.
and then the subsidiary account, which will be under the same name, but then eventually it could transfer into the actual fictitious business name, right? So that's the goal. And if they don't allow us to do that, or anything happens that's problematic, if we can only do one account, then we'll just go ahead and use the single account, and you guys can use that. It's perfectly fine for USAInc. So either way, it's going to be perfectly fine no matter what. But the point is that it's always the goal is to have two accounts, and ideally within PayPal, we're going to do the enterprise accounts. We just have to figure out how to do it all. But for now, what we're going to do is we still have to create the two accounts separately, and then we're going to combine them together if possible. All right.
Yeah. So basically, the sub account is still under UVC World, but doing business as USAInc. So it would be a USAInc account, basically. It's the USAInc account.
Well, but it's sort of I can't remember exactly what the wording that they used, but it's your customer sees. I think the best way to put it, instead of doing business as, it's kind of like the name your customer sees instead. A separate place for the name your customers see instead. The customers are still probably going to see.
Yeah, but the ledgers are separated.
Yes, the ledgers are
It's two different ledgers. It's two different.
We don't ever want to mix the money together between the umbrella and the only time we ever really mix the money is at the administrative level for FQN and SFC. But that's slightly different since all that money is just
time to stretch. Please stand up and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So the goal is to never mix USA money and UVC World Inc. money, but you can still use the same named account. So anytime we're just going to have two accounts, but it's not going to be USAInc. That would be a fictitious business name. Do you see the difference?
Yeah, I get the difference between the doing business with instead of a fictitious business name. Absolutely, yeah.
So
but to start, that would be the USAInc account. The sub account is the PayPal USAInc account to get started for the next 3 months, let's say. Then when we have a cash flow or something, then we said we'll enhance the structure.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. Perfect.
Fabulous. So anyway, so are we done with the PayPal itself?
Yeah.
So I'm going to create the PayPal account, and I'm going to send you all the login details on Pinda, and I'll set up the Pinda USAInc as well, and on Discord, right? And so then from there, as far as PayPal account's concerned, hopefully everything goes without a hitch and is perfectly smooth. But if not, we'll just address it and deal with it and figure it out. Okay?
Send links to. Yeah, I mean, we want to ideally do it maybe during a session, during a topic in a session to set up USAInc sub. And also, we need to wait that we have the UVC PayPal account first, correct?
I already have the UVC World Inc. PayPal account already set up. That's what I did earlier today. So I started setting up the enterprise account and started setting up the account for USAInc, but I just didn't finish it yet. So it should be done by tomorrow or the next day or whatever. Very soon.
Great. Okay.
Cool. So and it's technically something that you could do, but I'll just do it for you, right? That's the whole point. I'll just get it done. So let's go into the other bank accounts real quick.
Okay.
Are there any other questions before we go into the other bank account?
I mean, I would have access to this USAInc account or no? Yes.
Well,
I mean,
technically speaking, you could create your own PayPal account, and it would be your account entirely. In this case, I'm perfectly fine just doing it for you, and then just transferring all information, and then it's just all there ready to go, and it's your account. It's a USAInc account, and technically, under our policies, as the treasurer and president and everything, I need to have all of the login information for the PayPal account, the access that we can track everything for taxes. But it's not our account, it's your money, right? So in that context, like, I can set
Time to pause. Please stop. Close eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Yeah,
If a problem occurs and they, for example, let's just give the worst case example would be they don't allow us to create two separate accounts. They don't allow us to do the enterprise accounts. They don't allow us to do anything. We're stuck with one PayPal account. Then it would have to be the umbrella account, and then you would have access to it, and you would be able to still use it. But we would need to just, make sure we're clear that if something else happened, we would need to address it and only have a PayPal account. That's never happened before. We've had, for example, all of our programs always have PayPal accounts, and we have many different PayPal accounts on single individual tax IDs, right? So we've never had that problem before. It should be fine. So, but the point is that when we're dealing with other platforms, most platforms, we just don't need an umbrella account. Only bank accounts and financial systems that we need the umbrella, because then they won't understand the sub account. Because if you have the sub account, you don't have the umbrella account, trust me, we've done it before, not the fine, right? So what you want to do is for anything that's a separate platform, you can just go ahead and create it automatically or create it for you, and we don't even need to have it. You don't even need to have a separate one for the umbrella corporation in those platforms. Like, for example, all the t-shirt platforms and all the design platforms and everything that we're creating, only the bank accounts need to have both for the umbrella corporation and the sub account. Okay?
Yeah, okay, good.
Cool. So in the other bank accounts, it's the same thing, right? So there's two other banks that I've applied for. I'm going to apply for a third. The first thing related to the bank account is that we have to have a bank account. The PayPal will never substitute for a bank account. And if 99% of everything you need to do is through the PayPal and you don't need a bank account, that's perfectly fine. And then you can funnel money through the corporate bank account into your own PayPal. And that's also perfectly fine, right? So the other bank accounts that I'm working on are mobile accounts. And digital online accounts, right? So because we're traveling and like all that stuff, typically when I get a US bank account, I actually be there in person. Ideally, we would be in person, sitting down in a chair, making a bank account for our Delaware corporation. But that's not going to happen because we are not in Delaware and we're not even in the United States, right? Neither of us. So we're using global bank accounts. There's like 4 or 5 different really, really cool global bank accounts that we can use. And anyways, the point is that I've done 2 applications waiting on them to verify all the online data. And then the same thing will be true for PayPal. So the difference with PayPal is PayPal allows you to start using PayPal before they verified everything. And so sometimes...
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So sometimes with PayPal, you get everything started and then they close down or they just freeze your account and all your money while you're trying to use it, which sucks, right? So it's certainly better, like we're doing with the bank accounts, to get everything set up and verified first and then start using it, right? With PayPal, they actually let you use it before you have it all verified. So ideally, you get it verified before you put any major amount of money into your PayPal, okay?
Yeah.
So we have the 2 applications that and I'm going to do 1 to 2 more applications. I know at least one of these applications is $10 per month. But if we get this approved and we're paying the $10 a month, we can just basically do global banking everywhere in every country in almost every country, right? I'm not sure about Saudi Riyals, but PayPal already does Saudi Riyals. So overall, we're going to be fine with all the global banking. And we're going to get one of these amazing online banking systems that will allow you to have access and other people have access. And if you want to have a bank account under one of these, it'll be very easy to do that, because once I talk to them and get the umbrella set up, ask them, hey, here are the prices, Alberto, for the different ones. Maybe this one's free, and then boom, if you want to do it, then we just set up a sub account, and then we have 2 accounts for you, or you can just channel money through the umbrella account without any extra cost. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Another thing that's possible is, let's say it only allows us to have 1 account, and we create 3 accounts. You could just choose which one you wanted, and then one of the other bank could be for the umbrella, and then this bank is for USAInc, even though it's exactly the same name. So as long as we're not mixing the money, we have 2 or 3 different global bank accounts. One can be for USAInc, even though it's the only bank account at that particular. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool. So I think we are good at that. Do you
Yeah.
do you have any other questions about the difference between the bank account and?
No. I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good, Jay. I'm good. Yeah, I'm very good.
All right. So I think we're done with this topic.
Yeah, we're done.
And then once obviously we have the bank account set up with the credit cards, debit cards, then you can actually start setting up all the other platforms with the payment processing.
Okay.
Sweet. And hopefully within like a week or two, we'll have them all set up. And it should go pretty quick once we have the bank accounts all there.
Yeah. Okay.
And, I mean, we spent dozens of hours setting up the whole umbrella corporation to begin with. So the fact that you came in after we had all that set up, we're moving forward like weeks and a month at least that we just had already skipped, because me and Lucy and other people helped with that to get the umbrella corporation. I mean, we were working on for years to get
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
Yeah, I'm very happy to see Lucy involved and working in.
Yeah. So that part is actually really perfect timing with you. And then the only thing, there's one other thing that we didn't put into the sponsorship proposal, which I'm not ready to put it in the sponsorship proposal because it's brand new, we've never done it before. And that is the other thing for sponsorship proposal that should be in there, is the number of actual shares.
Where are you writing, Jay? I lost.
I'll copy and paste it over. I'm putting it into Discord. Allocated to USA. So there's a specific number of shares that every sponsored organization gets at the beginning. Put this on line 60. And I'll also copy it into topic 1, just to make sure it's there as another component that we should consider. So it doesn't really have to do with banking. It has to do with the actual equity value and everything. I'll just delete it from topic 3. But I just wanted to mention that real quick because I just thought about it. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's for sure. It's something.
Yeah, and that's something that we could also go over for the umbrella corporation, which possibly would be a good segue into our next topic. We wanted to go into the umbrella.
Yeah, I mean, I'm good on. So, are we okay with this topic?
Yeah, I'm done on topic 3.
Yeah. So, I mean, you said that you don't have a lot of time, so maybe we skip the break and we do, or we either do a long wrap up, or
I don't have time for any more breaks yet.
Yeah, we can skip the break and maybe go a little bit more into the UT and new moment token launch.
Do you want a little update on that? Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
Yeah, let's do that.
I probably have like 5 minutes for that. We could do 6 to 12 minutes for that, and then do a quick wrap up, and then we'll be done.
Yeah, perfect. What are the desired outcome?
So my understanding is that you just kind of get a quick overview, and next step for when we go into the partnership next month, right? And this will also help me think about everything that I need to organize this month on my own, so that when we go into the partnership, we can go into it running, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm good on that. And created the no objections. Creating the topic for UT.
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
Also, I need to redo the
Live stream.
The live stream. Yeah, so it doesn't go out in another hour. So stop live stream.
Recording is on.
Okay, I think we are good.
Mm-hmm.
So, the number one thing to understand here is that if this project was functional in any capacity, the most important possible thing would be that all over our social media right now, it would be like, we're talking about this, everyone can watch, learn about the token, learn about this, get involved, like connect, this is where this project is happening, right? And the more we get human, the more we can make it, I'm a person, Albert's a person, we're all people, the more that people can actually believe it, right? And the fact that anyone is even launching a token without anonymity, doing it publicly, doing it as a human being is so important. I mean, there's way more scam tokens that you have no idea who's behind them. And the whole idea is like the actual people. Ideally, even with my video camera, like talking to the camera, talking to the people who will be our investors in essence, right? They are buying this token that they are dependent on us for success, right? So that's the number one thing with all multimedia. That's what all the work is. So just setting up the website and the Discord, connecting all of the automated communications and postings, and then also, of course, utilizing like AI and other goals, right? So I'm not going to go into this right now, but I want to make sure it's clear that the primary goal here is activity, right? And activity is the creating the umbrella everything token, but there's other interrelated projects that we're doing, and the primary three projects are the umbrella token of everything, right? And then we have the umbrella media company, right? Which is basically all this 99% of everything we do is going to be social media. So it's like the media company is the backbone that supports all the other projects that are successful. So just supporting the media company is so important. But right now we're focusing the media company on the umbrella token. And then the third one is we're creating basically like a AI consultancy. But what I call it is I call it SBLC. So SBLC. So Umbrella Media Company is UMC, and Umbrella Tokens obviously is UET, right? So the SBLC is the silicon-based life form consultant, right? So the silicon-based life form consultancy is supporting all programs and projects to have the highest level research and development on the best AI access now, right? So we're basically trying to figure out how best to implement the evolution of silicon-based life forms in any program that wants to hire us as a consultant, right? So we want to create basically for all of our programs across all of FQV a AI consultancy support program network business, right? That every single program that we're doing is going to need to link into all of the programming and AI as it evolves. So we need a place for that, right? To just database everything about AI going on. So that's in many ways its own other project. And all three are happening simultaneously, but they're all going into the umbrella tokens. We need to understand the umbrella media company, how we can utilize different automated systems to mass market and mass connect with people across the world, specifically in this case for our tokens, but just in general, that would help everything across the entire network. Okay? So I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to focus just on the umbrella token right now, but I want to make sure you know that right now I just say, oh yeah, of course we're going to utilize AI in our umbrella media for all of our tokens, but there's a whole back thing that goes into the umbrella token, which are basically their own companies in themselves, right? And we can utilize that to support the t-shirt stuff as well. Okay?
Totally.
Okay, so let's go directly into the token. So the most important thing in the token, in the new model, is I use it as the asset class. It's a brand new asset class. And this asset class is called, I call it moment tokens. Okay? So there's very few asset classes in the world at all, crypto being one of them, right? And then
Mhm.
within crypto, there's really very,
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
there's very few asset classes. I would say a maximum of 5 asset classes. So in the world, there's probably 10 to 20 asset classes. In crypto, there's probably 5, right? And so this moment tokens, it started in the last year. And anyone investing in crypto, this could be huge. Like I don't know what's gonna happen, but the last time I saw a major investment in crypto was DeFi, which was massive, right? So for me, the core to the moment token is 2 key components. One key component is meme tokens, right? So we're not creating a meme token, but 99% of everybody who's utilizing this new technology and this new asset class are creating meme tokens. Like in essence, it was created for meme tokens because meme tokens happen in a moment. Does that make sense?
What do you mean exactly? Like, for example, what's an example of a moment token today?
A meme, you know what a meme is, right?
Yeah, a meme token. I know what a meme is. Yes.
Like you have Doge, you've got like Pepe, all that
Yeah.
stuff, right? You have all these meme tokens. So there's literally thousands and thousands and thousands of meme tokens being made every second, right? So
Okay.
this new platform was literally created, like the whole asset class and the foundation of the asset class is called the pump ecosystem. Okay, so the pump ecosystem is the biggest and most active. There's I think it's trillion, 2 billion, 2 trillion. I think it's $2 billion of trading every day, but it could be more. I don't know. Let me just double check and look it up.
Okay.
So, anyways, the point that I'm trying to make is that the Moon token itself is just an example of one of 3 examples that are applicable. And so it's just like a meme is in a moment, right? People get excited about a meme token because it's just the moment and they just want to buy that token, and then it usually crashes again eventually, right? Just like a meme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing behind it of real
nothing-
value.
Yeah, exactly. There's nothing behind it. There's no value. Okay. So the key to this model, which is so amazing, is that it's a built-in structural. You could call it integrity. It's not forced. It's like built in, right? It's a built-in structural integrity to every token launch. So what that means is that it's a standardization of a token model and launch, right? So what that means
Time
is that
to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
so before you had, let's say you had a million meme tokens all being launched, right? And 99.99% of them is a rug pull and a scam. Okay? And so everyone just loses all their money. With the new moment tokens, it's a built-in structural integrity and standardization so that 99.999% of every single meme token launched under the ecosystem, under the pump ecosystem and everything, is standardized so that almost none of them can be full-fledged scams. Because when you have a full-fledged scam, you create your token, people buy the token, but the people who created the token have all the tokens, and then they can just sell them whenever they want to and pull the rug and take all the money, right? But with this standardized model, no one gets any tokens. 0 tokens are distributed to the creators, right? And so it guarantees that every single person who buys the token has a direct investment into it. And so therefore you can't have, it's very, very low probability of having a full rug pull. You can still get a pull, but they can't take everything. And the only way they can do it, and they still do it, and they still try to scam people, is you have to have thousands of accounts all buying into this token at the same time. But even then, if you're still just selling the tokens that you yourself bought. So you can only take so much, right? Because no one can get free tokens. They just don't exist. Every time you buy the token goes up in value. No one gets tokens without buying them. It's a standardization. It is a game changer. Anyone who's not using this model for future tokens is basically has to have some other model. But for meme tokens and things that don't have backing, anything other than this is going to be a lost cause in the future. Okay. So this standard, if someone really wants to make money, it would be building this type of platform where you're just standardizing the creation of tokens and just literally dishing out millions of tokens as quickly as people want to make them, and you're getting a cut of every single one. Like the pump ecosystem is making so much money, it's jaw dropping. So if someone really wanted to make money, this is what we could be investing in. But regardless of it, this is big time. It's the future, right? So then the only other component here is that you have the tokenization of everything. So I can send you some websites that kind of explain the tokenization of everything, but the future is that anything and everything possibly you could ever think of can and will be tokenized. And the key thing to understand about the moment tokens is that like a news flash, right? Breaking news, boom, a meme token, a moment token. It can be news, it can be a product, it can be an idea, it can be
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
So although it started with meme tokens, the standardization of the token launch model has created the ability to tokenize everything instantaneously in the moment. And so the future of tokenization as is and as will be created is all about whatever is in the moment, whatever is in the ethos of the zeitgeist of humanity can just instantaneously be turned into tokenization. And it is a complete game changer. And it's in its infancy, it's like a year or two old, and it's just going to explode more and more and more, right? So I don't know how else to explain this, but it's very important to understand this, because if you don't understand this, the whole concept of the launch won't make any sense, because it's very complicated and very technical. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So any questions on the new asset class? Because the goal is to utilize this asset class to launch a non-meme token, which is, let's just say, close to impossible, but it is, but I can do it, right? Jay can do it, right?
Uh-huh.
So are you ready to go into a few details? I'll do like 5 more minutes of details and then we'll be done.
Yes, totally.
Okay, so 3 to 5 more minutes here. So basically the model is this. We're going to take half, so first of all, the standardization is always 1 billion tokens, okay? So you have 1 billion tokens, which is the standard model. There's no option to do anything except for that. That is it. You take half of those tokens, which will be 500 million, and you invest them into token B, right? So then token B is the, you have 500 million of the token B. So this is token B is invested into the moment token A. Okay, so there's 1 million moment token A, and you have exactly 1 million moment token B. Okay, or 1 billion. Sorry, 1 billion moment token B, 1 million moment token A. Right. So then, in the token B is invested, right? This 500 million is pooled so that the total value of moment token A, moment token B doesn't exist. It's token B. This is investment token B, right? So this is what we call stable investment token B. So this is basically
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So this is stable investment token B is Diverge, Sim, Umbrella, Everything Token, FQN, Social Project, right? This is where we put all the value into to support it. So total value of moment token A would be 50% stable from Sim and FQB, et cetera, right? Does that make sense so far? Because this is, if you understand this, you'll understand almost all of it, but this is already pretty technical.
The token A is the new token.
No,
they're both new tokens, but one is
in a moment. One is a moment token, which means that neither me or you can own any of it. right? So the only way to get moment token A is to buy
Buy
it.
them.
There's no other way to get it, right?
Yeah.
So to get 500 million of token A to invest in token B, we're going to have to spend a ton of money. It comes out to around $10,000,
Okay.
€1,000, right? So it's a massive investment to even get enough moment token A's to even create this, okay? But then
Okay.
that money that's invested doesn't disappear because all that money still exists because it's still held in the token, and it's impossible for anyone to steal it because it's how would you say, it's embedded in the token. It's locked. The value is locked. It can never be taken. Okay.
50% of that.
50% of the value, and then 50% of the value of moment token A is now rooted in the stable investment. So basically what happens to moment token A is that you've taken something that's basically used to be a meme and basically has this new structure for launch that people will actually take a little bit more seriously because they know that there's no possible direct rug pull. And then you link that with our existing token infrastructure for SIM and FQV and all the social projects that we're doing, including USAInc. And then you basically have a 50-50 exchange between the two. And then that's the foundation. Okay? You following me here?
Yeah,
So
kind of. Yeah. I understand the bigger picture. I don't understand the details, of course. But yeah.
So let's say you have 1,000 meme tokens that are being launched in an hour. Okay?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Our token is one of them, right? And
Mm-hmm.
and you have tons of people buying all of their meme tokens that are just going to crash in value. There's nothing backing them. There's nothing there. There's no, like, you just know it's going to go up and then it's just going to crash. If someone buys our moment token A, it's not going to crash. And even if it does crash, only the maximum of half of it can crash. And the other half is stabilized and supporting the other half.
Time to stretch. Please stop, stand up, and stretch and move around for 30 seconds.
So basically the bottom line is that this is a much, much, much better investment, and that's just the beginning. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
But
sense.
this is the multimedia. Without the multimedia, no one will even know about it and no one will ever buy it. So with the multimedia, people will know about it and then they'll have the opportunity to buy it. And then it will take many, months, if not years, for people to understand that everything we're doing is not going to be a scam. But even at the beginning, they'll know who I am. They can look me up and they can, like, I'm not going to take everyone's money, because if they did, they would know who I am and they can track me down, right?
Yes.
So it would be really stupid to do that. So the point I'm trying to make is that this token, the moment token and the stable investment, are going to be very valuable just based on the foundational model that we're using. Okay?
Yeah.
But the key is the moment token. The key is to get our value of SIM and all the FQM projects into the moment token. And it's very difficult to create a moment token. Only one out of every 10,000 actually succeed. But if we can succeed and get viral, it's done deal. And then we only need one single moment token as the umbrella token for all of our other tokens. And it'll just be unbelievable. Because this moment token is in many ways more valuable to the entire economy of the world than any of our other tokens, because the moment tokens are the future of tokenization. Okay? But it's very difficult to even get into a moment token because it's you can't control it. That's why it's so valuable, because we can't control it. If we create our own token, we do whatever we want with it, but then no one wants to buy it because they know that we could just rug pull it and it's just like, this is structured so you have a level of trust that people will understand, right? So let me go into something that makes it exciting, because the other part is the interest, the excitement, and the actual value. So this is the key to all of it. All of the tokens get pooled together, right? And all of the pools for the exchanges create exchange fees. Are you following me?
Yeah.
Plus the pump ecosystem creates fees and value as well. So then you take all of these fees, and all of these fees go to buying the tokens, increasing the value right? And buying assets to further back.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
So let's say you have 10,000 euro of fees that you've developed. So the more and more of the volume, so everything is about volume. Like I always say, all volume. So the volume creates the fees. The volume creates the fees. So everything in our model is just how do you maximize volume? If you get 10,000 of fees, then let's say you put 5,000 into buying the token and burning those tokens, right? So that there's less tokens, and then you put 5,000 into buying, for example, Bitcoin or FQN tokens, HT2ML or whatever, to stabilize the value, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're buying tokens to stabilize the value and have backing while you're simultaneously buying tokens to literally dissolve and burn. And then what's so special about this is we're going to burn the vast majority of the tokens, and the goal was to end up with our perfect numbers, right? So it's going to be perfect prime numbers of something like 231,456,020 or whatever it is, right? So we're going to be burning, we're going to take something that starts with 1 million tokens, and then based on the volume, every single week, every single month, every single year, we're going to be burning as many tokens as we possibly can. And then within a 5-year period or whatever, it's going to go down to 200 million tokens. So the value of each token is continuously going to be skyrocketing up, because we're just going to be, instead of having 1 billion tokens, we're going to have only 200 million, if not even less. Okay, so we could even go lower than 200 million if we want to. And I'm going to do some calculations on how much that would cost. But this is where all of the value comes in, is the burning and the just completely annihilation of all the tokens built into the system, so that the value of the token will just skyrocket. So that is basically still the initial iceberg. There's so much more I can explain, but that's basically what you need to know for now. That this token will be the most valuable token that has ever existed within our ecosystem of all the other tokens. And it's going to be unbelievable, but we need to spend a few weeks to a few months getting at least 200 people who at least know about it and are interested in it in the whole crypto sphere, and in the meme and the whole moment token sphere. I mean, people salivating over these moment tokens, and it's all about the initial few seconds. Like you just need the first 30 seconds, 3 minutes, 4 minutes. It's like you do the countdown. It'll be like, boom, it's about to happen, and here it goes, and boom, it happens, and then everyone can just, this is a frenzy, and just skyrocket.
Time for breath. Please stop and get ready. Now inhale, 1, 2, 3, exhale, 1, 2, 3, pause. Inhale together, 1, 2, 3, exhale, relax.
But also what's so cool about this model is, just like the SIM model, just like Diverge model and all the co-op tokens, we don't even need to do the moment token. We need to do the whole pump ecosystem at all. We just want to do it because it's fun. What the current thing is going on in all of crypto, right? So we want to do it, and if it fails and our meme token goes nowhere, it's perfectly fine. Like there's a lot of pump tokens that fail at the beginning, and then later on they explode, because most tokens at the beginning no one even knows about. So if you make something that's actually real, eventually people will find out, and then it could explode in the future. So it doesn't matter when it explodes, what happens with it. All that matters is that we just set it up properly, and then over time it'll just grow in value automatically. So any way you look at it, it's just a win-win-win-win. There's no possible to lose with this. So we don't want to spend too much time. And years doing the perfect IPO and the perfect launch, but we don't want to do that. We don't want an IPO. We don't want the perfect launch. We just want to do a quick moment token launch. The quicker we can do it, the better. So it's just setting up the minimal information with the community, getting people knowledgeable about the token itself, a little bit, and then launching it with a few hundred matter. And then if it either takes off or doesn't, it really doesn't matter, right? So we don't want to spend too much time on the actual launch. The perfect amount of time is probably between a month and 2 months. It's more all about the social media than it is really about the time.
Yeah,
So
I get it.
yeah. So anyways, that's pretty much all I have to say. So if you have any questions, and then we'll go to wrap up.
Well, yeah, I have many questions, but I think I understand. I understand so far. It's really amazing. So just want to get started to do the work. What can I say?
Yes, and all the work for this is just social media. And so it's a little bit different than with your project, but it's like, it'll support your project too, because then we'll bring in the t-shirt with it and all that stuff, right? And I mean, there's no other token where you can buy a t-shirt with the token. I mean, this is crazy that we're even trying to do this, right? So
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
so yeah, so basically, obviously you can buy a token, you can buy a t-shirt with Bitcoin. I mean, obviously you can do that. But it's not the purpose of it. It's not like Bitcoin is basically cash at this point, right? But this would be creating a brand new token that has a value as a t-shirt and doesn't just need to be sold.
No, amazing. Yeah.
Okay, so the total market cap of all moment tokens within the pump ecosystem is 3.9 billion.
Time to pause. Please stop. Close your eyes. Count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open your eyes.
And the total trading volume is 1.3 million, and it's gone as high as like probably 4 or 5 billion. No, 1.3 billion, and it's gone as high as 4 or 5 billion a day.
Yeah,
right? That's
growing very fast. This exists only since 1 year, right? This pump ecosystem, pump.fund.
It's probably been a couple of years, like, but 1 year to so in the biggest token of all of them is called Fart Coin. Again, these are all memes, right? So all the memes are like interconnected with everything, and it's within the top 100 tokens in the entire world.
Wow.
Right. The Fart Coin. Yeah. It's the biggest one that exists, right? So there's everything you can, because there's the frog, there's like the AI is huge, Peanut the squirrel. I mean, it just goes on and on, or all this stuff, right? So it's just like all these random tokens. They're just all meme. They're mainly meme tokens, but not all of them are meme tokens. Sometimes there's these little gems that aren't meme tokens. One of the biggest ones that's not a meme token is called it just raced recently. It's called Gore. It's called Gorbangana, right? Anyways, there's a lot of really cool visioning here, and again, it's just starting, but it's and I can send you some more information if you're interested in terms of learning about this everything, the tokenization of everything, because that's what got me excited about it. Because I've been talking about tokenizing everything for so long, and seeing other people doing it and just building these it's basically these vessels, right, that can hold value on anything, and it's so cool because it's like a standardized approach. And I would love to get into that, but it's like they already created the technology. Why duplicate it? Let's just use theirs. Right?
Totally. You said frog token, right? Frog, like a frog, the animal.
Yeah, that's one of the other big ones. And then there's the peanut the squirrel. There's the Moodang. You know about that hippo? Okay. So the hippo one is like that little baby hippo that was so cute. You remember Moodang? Anyways, I go on. But again, there's 99% of them are all meme tokens, right? But the future is going to evolve from just meme tokens to moment tokens. And the main one that I love is TKNZ. I can't remember the actual TKNZ. Is it .com or .io? I don't remember. TKNZ.fun.
Fun.
Yeah. So tknz.fun. I believe this is the website that tokenizes, automating the tokenization of anything. There it is. Tokenize anything. The fastest way to launch tokens for anywhere online. Okay. But they missed the whole point that clicking a button to tokenize something doesn't work.
Time to take a break. Please stop, write down whatever you were about to say, and take a break for 6 minutes.
So it just wastes money to click a button and launch anything. But again, if 1 million people all launch 1 million tokens all at the same day, one of those tokens is going to get huge. So it's just kind of like this complete. It's just the same thing as social media. It's basically the beginning of social media in tokens, right? Think about how big social media and meta is. This is the social media of tokens, where anything can be clicked as a button, turned into a token, and then 1 out of every 1 million posts gets huge. And it's just totally random which one gets huge. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's definitely big time. I'm very excited about all of this, but at the same time, we're not even trying to focus on the tokenization of everything and dealing with all of that. We're trying to focus on the co-op, just building the umbrella everything token. But instead of building a disconnected umbrella everything token that has nothing to do with the evolution of crypto, we want to build the primary token itself within, or the first token that we launched for umbrella everything token within the existing pump ecosystem, so that it's connected into the potential viral mania of all this other stuff. So this one token might be the biggest token that we will ever create ever, and then all the other tokens are just linked to it, right? So it doesn't necessarily like, and it's also possible our other tokens with the new technology we're making might get bigger, but you just never know, right? And it doesn't matter either way. It's like whether this token gets big or not, it's just irrelevant. The point is that we just have to link into this
Yeah.
particular evolution of crypto. Yeah.
Perfect.
And then we can do it again, and we can do it again.
Let's do it. Yeah, let's do it. Absolutely.
The pump ecosystem is just one of the models. There's tons of other ones too that are bumping up, but pump ecosystem is by far the biggest last time I checked. And you can always check to see if it's still the biggest, but largely the biggest. Yeah. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's do our wrap up, and then we're done.
Quick wrap up. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So
thank you for letting me explain all that, and I can
I
get that video, and we can use that, in the future when we're doing more social media. All right. So next steps. So for the next steps, we want to obviously finalize the PayPal account. So I'm going to take that on, and then we want to discuss the umbrella corporation and the share model and how the share. It's probably going to take I would say. I mean, for me, the umbrella everything token is way more important, but eventually, maybe in a year, maybe a little longer, we'll launch the tokens for the umbrella corporation. We could do it sooner if we really needed them, but I don't think we really need them right now. Right. So what will happen is that we will put the value of whatever USAInc wants in the relationship to the tokenization of the umbrella. We can just stick it in so that the value is known when we do launch a token in the future. But either way, you have the shares, and we'll talk about how the shares will evolve, and that's just up to you to decide how important it is to you. For me, it's like the umbrella everything token is all that matters. So the umbrella corporation shares and the tokenization is like a year or two away, and that is just going to hurry. Yeah. But if you want shares and you wanted to start distributing shares, we can do that immediately if you want to. But you should at least know how.
It will come. Yeah. But absolutely,
part of the umbrella corporation discussion and supporting the umbrella corporation is having the umbrella shares set up properly.
Okay.
All right. So what else do we need to do? We need to, after the PayPal and bank account. So PayPal and bank account.
Do the priorities and move from there. We have a lot of priorities. We can look at those again.
So then also I wanted to calculate the total value between USAInc and Activity, right? So let's just put that up here. So we'll say Activity we'll say USAInc work and Activity work. So how much time do you think we spent on each of Alberto? So was it like 1 hour? Yeah, I can't remember. I mean, we did the
1 hour each. Yeah, 1 hour each is fine. And plus half an hour for setup and wrapping up.
Oh, it was the partnership discussion, PayPal. Yeah, we can say 1 hour each time because we can each go like, so we spent like an hour on the partnership, which would be like a half an hour for each of us, and then we spent half an hour on the token launch, right? So that would be a total of 1 hour each. Perfect. Okay.
End
It's
of
4
break.
o'clock.
Time to start. Please get focused on the session.
I don't think there's any other. I think it would be 1.25.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Because there is no other, right? There's
Now,
only-
how we call it, the I don't remember. Communication.
Well, no. I'm
No.
not trying to do like, we can get rid of the colors here. I'm not talking about the colors at all. I'm just
Yeah,
talking
no.
about the fact that the amount of time you spend on USAInc would
Yeah.
be made value, and the amount of time you spend on activity would be value that would be automatically tokenized, right, for the USAInc, for the partnership and everything that we're working towards. So
Okay.
that is important to track for today.
Okay.
Today was
Just
kind of like half and half. Yeah.
quick scheduling then, Jay. When are we meeting again? You want to keep on the Saturday, Sunday?
Yeah, let's do Saturday and then Monday again. That sounds great.
Saturday, Sunday, same time. So that is July. Okay, I will put it later. I am not sure what day is.
Sweet. All right. Really good session. I will talk to
Yeah,
you.
amazing session. Thank you so much, Jay.
Yeah, thank you. Like, we were really able to brainstorm and get exciting and going off all into the bigger picture of everything, which is fun.
Yeah, the time with you flies, really.
I
It's
know we
amazing.
could do another like
It's fun.
5 hours.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But then I'm gonna get fired, so I gotta maintain the balance
No. Oh yeah.
for the moment.
We'll do dinner.
Temporarily. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Jay. Enjoy.
I'll
Talk to you later.
Ciao.
Yeah. Ciao, ciao. Thank you.